さあどうもスネボットです。フィンチ家の奇妙な屋敷で起きたこと。これ五七五になってんだよね。なんかミステリーっぽいっていうことだけは聞いてます。今回も軽く1時間ぐらいやって、このゲームどんな感じかっていうのが皆さんに伝わればなと。どうしたらいいんだこれ。スタートボタンか。でニューゲーム。これかよ。プレイ。これ罰で決定か。例のごとく。スタートで決定か。お、始まってる。なんだ。なんだ、俺は。どうすればいいんだ。初手から操作方法が終わらんぞ。L1 か。じゃあ R1 か。ピロッ。
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house.
早い早い。早い早い。結構頑張って歩いてる。
I lived here until I was 11, but
私
I
は
wasn't
11
allowed
歳の
inside
前に
half
来る
the
って言ったけど、
rooms.
家の半分は立ち入り許されていなかった。空中に文字が表記されるのなかなか面白いね、これ。
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
鍵。
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
ザ・フィンチ。フィンチ家か。
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
長いこと誰もここには来ておらず、でもひずめの、読んでない。鹿だ。鹿を追うルートはないか。徒歩れ徒歩れ徒歩れ徒歩れ。
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
家そのものにしか答えられない。
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
なんだこのすげえ家は。増改築めちゃくちゃだな。恐ろしい。
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
ちゃんと階段を一歩ずつ登ってる。なんか落ちて違ったわ。こ
Now,
の家もう
as
ず
a
ったぼろじゃない？
17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
家を恐れて。基本的に
I hoped the
R1
key
でアイ
might
テムを
unlock
使
the
う
front
か。
door. It didn't.
いいでよって。
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
しかし覗くだけか。さてどうしたもんか。鍵があるってことはつまり裏口かなんかなのかな。L1 で凝視する。 L2 も同じか。ってことは R2 も同じかな。どっかに鍵がねえですか。裏口だ。なるほど。ペット用の扉
Crawling
か
through
ら
the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
ガレージですね。
The power had been turned off the night we left.
ない。
For the first time in years,
久しぶりに
I felt like I was home.
家にいる気分がした。生活感が
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
記憶の抜け殻。お、読める
Like
ぞ。
how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
あれ、読めるマークなくなった。今のはこの鮭の缶詰だか本だかの記憶読んだってことなのか。缶詰だらけだな、この家。
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
去った夜のまま。
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
医療用の酸素ボンベかなんかかな。割り箸の袋と、出た、中華料理のデリバリーの殻がある。
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
家がありすぎるか。
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house.
沈んだ最初の家をレンガで作る。おー、なんか吸い込まれていった文字が。これはなんだ、どういうゲームなんだ。しばらくまあ家の中を探索してみるか。鍵開きますか？
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
まあかもな。次これ。あ、スティックで回すのか。
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
この家間取りがあれだし、椅子とテーブルの数も恐ろしい数あるし、うわー、本がびっちり。そして開かずっていうかこれ、何これ。開かずどころか厳重にローで封印されてるじゃん。
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the
ど
library.
っかに埋められる。お、
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind.
ちょっと読みにくい。たくさんのものが取り残された。
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
ああ、ミッシングって行方不明か。2階に上がってみるか。
After Milton disappeared,
お、ちょっと。
Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
ああ、寝室を封鎖したってこれが全部封鎖された寝室ってことか。どれどれ。
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
1950年か1961年、11歳の生涯だったってことか。
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
ここ寝室っていうかトイレだよね。グレゴリーは男16、1年間しか生きてない。ここは夫婦かな。スベン・ホフスタッド・フィンチとエディ
The
オ。
last time I was in Edith Senior's room,
いいですか。
I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
なんだこのゲームは。恐ろしい不気味さがじわじわ伝わってくるけど、不気味だということ以外全然わからん。モリー10歳か。
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
フィンチ家みんな死んじまった
I
の
spent
か
a lot of time
Oh,
playing in
no.
Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
ここで鍵か。
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
ほー。
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
すごいな。ここからが本番か。
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
ただのおっと
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
ここはモリーの部屋か。
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
ペットがいたのか。
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
人手。顕微鏡。
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
モリー・フィンチ。
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I
日記さ
wanted
ん
to tell somebody
親愛
about
なる
what's
日
gonna
記へ
happen.
とか
It
書くの
started
は
when Mom
が
sent me
結構ア
to
メリ
bed
カ
without
英語圏で
dinner.
よくあるらしいのよね。
I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
なんか急に立ち位置が変わったぞ。ネズミの餌。
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
食った。
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
うん。お。いやと思ったらトイレがあるだけか。
I kept eating and eating.
歯磨き粉。いやそれ食うのはまずくない？
I
食べ
ate
た
a
の。
lot of things that night.
これも食ったらまずくない？
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
鳥の声がした。
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
まさかお前
I
こいつも
reached
食った
out
の
for
か。
her.
おっと。
And suddenly,
ん
I was a cat.
えなんて。あー、足元が見えねえ。しかも、ジャンプとかあったわ。
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
R1 でジャンプか。飛べ飛べ飛んだ飛べ。あれ飛んだはいいけど、こっからどうすんだ。フリスビー邪魔だな。詰まった。いや、詰まっちゃいないか。おー、詰まったなんでこんなとこで詰まるんだ。もうちょいなんか、そんな詰まるとこないだろ、これ。
Mom and Dad
dash
didn't
jump か。
even look at me.
パパはママも私は、パパとママがおるわ。にゃおん。鳥あいた。通れた。結構
I jumped and I almost got her.
もう少しで捕まえられそうだった。あれ登れねえ。こっちか。あれこの木から登るんじゃねえのか。
I could tell she was
What
getting
the-
really tired.
あれ鳥さんどこ行った。鳥さんいた。
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
カサンドル食べてみたくてしょうがなかった。これ登れんのか。登れた。
I gobbled her up,
一気に平らげた。
and suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
おお。動ける。怒涛の展開席ついてきれそう。葉っぱをかじる音がした。
Rabbits.
そっちか。なるほど。葉っぱをかじる音がそういうことか。失敗した。R1 でうまいこと飛びかかって捕まえた。
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
もっと大きい。なんだ。
A mama rabbit.
お、 した。捕まえた。
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
よく見たらこれウサギ丸飲みしてるな。
And suddenly, I was a shark.
サメ。陸上で。よいしょよいしょよいしょよいしょよいしょ。 R1 でピチピチできる。
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
もっと太ってて美味しいらしかった。
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
あ、足食い違えてるアレックス。あれ？お？秀足食いちぎったやつどこ行った？いたいたいたいたいたいた。
Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
ヘビ？違う。なんだこの生き物は。なんか自分自身が見えねえ。
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
うわなんだか。あ、人間だ。
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
大きいけど静かに見える。あー、食った。こっちかな。
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
この強行はいつまで続くんだ。よいよいしい。よいよいしい。食われた。今の自分の姿が見えないってのが不気味だなこれ。
Passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
相変わらずまだ化け物のままか。
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
あ、軟体だからパイプ登れるのか。は？ここあれじゃん、一番最初
I
の
got
っていう
closer
か、
and closer.
うん、自分ちじゃん。あ、窓開いてるわ。ってことはここで自分殺しになるのか。
all
全ての
my
袋
stomach
が
started growling. And suddenly, I was me again.
あ
I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be
私は
delicious.
本当に美味しい。
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
モリーはこれにより食われて死んだ。
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
このクラゲっぽい。何これ。怖いやつじゃん。これ怪物になって食らうとか。よく見るとこの部屋にもそういう概念があるのね。そして出口がわからんぞい。あれなんだこれ。この下を確かめようとか思ったけど別に見えねえしな。あ、ここか。
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these
母さんは
stories.
一つも私に教えてくれない。
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
この母さんっていうのもなかなか。
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma
ひいお
Edie's
ばあちゃ
room.
んの部屋でかなりの時間を。
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Edie won't go. Edie はいかんぞ。
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
ここ調べること豊富だな。どっから調べるよ。
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
あれここは1歳の子供がの風呂場だな。
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink
ピ
bathroom.
ンク色のバスルームぐらいだ。
It was a pretty big trace.
それに何大きな。かといってお、調べるものあんじゃん。隠し扉か。しかしこの仕掛けよく考えたよな。
There's a
本と見つ
secret
かけ
in
て
this
扉が。
bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
すげえ仕掛け。すげえ仕掛けだし。なんだこの部屋は。
Sven gave Sam an old
写真の
camera
現
he'd
像室。
refurbished. He never put it down. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
ミルトンがここにいたの。ああ、これで部屋がつながってんのか。 ちょっと待てよ。さっきの部屋で調べるやつあったから先にそれ調べとくか。ん、これなんだ。酒瓶かなんかか。ああ、VHS デッキが、ああ、いっぱい調べるのある。
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith
自分の
Jr.
ことを
for a
イギリスジュニア
long,
と考える。
long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
モグラ男。鳥かごがいっぱいあるけど、これみんな死んで仏壇みてになってんのか。
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their
フィンチ家は
fortune
有名だった。
and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johann. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with
家
his
とともに
family
船出する
and his
呪い
house,
から
hoping to leave the curse
に
behind.
逃れることを祈って。一家全体
But
が
40-foot
呪われる。
waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore in their new home. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family
最初に
cemetery.
葬るような大きな。
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
終わりか。
Whatever's wrong with this family,
Ah,
it goes
これ
back
が
a long ways.
一番最初の一族ので一番最後の枝のところに残ってるのが主人公か。1999からっていうの。他はまあまあ死んでんのね。まあまあ死んでるってなんだ。こんな感じでどんどん一族の死とか呪いとかなんやかんやを探っていくのか。この部屋なんもないのか。なんか各部屋に1個ぐらいずつはありそうなもんだが、一応ここだってなんか1歳で死んだ子供がどうのこうのって書いてあったし、だけど別にチェックできるもんもないから進むしかねえんだな。PS4 のフリープレイ、なんか海外のこういう不思議なストーリーを生む系のとかちょいちょい入ってくるんだよね。さてこの部屋はなんか見どころありますか。カメラがあるね。フィルムが山ほどあるね。だが登れる階段がベッドの上になかなか面白い間取
I
り
knew
だな。
Grandpa Sam had a twin.
双子の兄弟。
And that he never talked about him.
誰も彼のこと。
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
お、
How I want to remember my
何を
brother
どう覚えてお
by
きた
Sam
いか。
Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
足怪我しとるの。あ、これ右足が右足に動いてて左足が左足に動いてるのか、つまり両足をこううまいことブランコで
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
マッシュルームを食べるくらいなら死ぬ。
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
飛びたがっている。
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was
ぐるっと
impossible.
一周するの見ろと言ったんだ。ああ、ブランコで一周
Maybe
す
if I
る。
hadn't said that.
うわ、怖っ。
I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
うわ、なんかもうおおよそ何が起きるか分かってんのにおお。あ、一周した。
The day he made up his mind to fly, and he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
で飛んでったわけか。考えてみりゃここもろうそくいっぱいあるし。
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the
イ
room.
ーは部屋の半分の壁側を立ち入り禁止にした。ああ、なるほどね。だからこれで、もう一人の方は記憶を読み解く鍵が。
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
見当たらない。あ、ここか。おおおおおおおうわ、凝ってんな。ん？からくり屋敷かよ。
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
あ、廊下に出てきたな。
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is
バー
Barbara.
バラの話。ビッグフット。この廊下は一番最初。いつどこだな。
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
で、ここから狭い道を通ってよっこいしょっていくと、
Growing up, I always thought of
Barbara
Barbara as a
Hill.
child star.
子役スター。ああ、バーバラ・ウィズ・ビッグフットってそういう映画がなんかが。
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
バーバラ・フィンチの驚くべき結末。
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star,
急にアメコミ始まったな。
famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
へえ。
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she
ここから追体験が始まるのか。
she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
これいろんな追体験の方法があるのはなかなか飽きさせないな。
Found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
うわー
Rattled and grew still.
うわーなんだよ。
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
相変わらず夏笛持ったままか。なんだよ、BGM が怖えよ。脱がされた服。
York's Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
あ、で、抜け道。ここか。
That night, she played her part beautifully.
ああ、さっきの部屋なんだ。ってことは、こっからもう外に出るしかないの
She
か。
thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
おっと。であれば、どうすんだ。
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
あ、こうか。
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
何？とどめを刺すのか。
The
いない。
hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing,
バ
but
カ。
all she heard was... Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her.
オルゴールの中にあ
Her
った。
ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
プッキー。おお、耳が。映画スターの最後はモンスターに
Edie
食わ
told
れ
me
た。
all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
この部屋はこれで終わりかな。終わりっぽいな。でまた窮屈な道を。
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
でオルゴール見に行けというわけだ。オルゴールゴールどこだっけ。あったあった、これだ。これを目いっぱい回し続けるわけだな。抜けた。地下室の割には結構光が入ってくる。
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
地下は絶対立ち入り禁止。さもなくば破傷。あー、これで傷ついたとかそういうのがあったから。
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
地下室広いな。
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
ここはなんか隠シェルターみたいなとこだな。
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
これは外の景色の絵が描いてあるわけさ。ウォルター2005年まで。
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
とりあえず完全に開けるかって感じか。
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
1968年
Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
1976年
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just
2005年
stopped.
あ、本当だ、地震が来てね。
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
さすがにもう完全に切って。
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years.
食い物がない。
I'm done waiting.
つまり、お。
I have to leave. Well, I still can.
動けねえ。こっちか。そうできるうちにここで、ここさらに地下があんの。プラモデルと本がぎ
I
っ
know
し
it's
り。
out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara
バーバラを殺した何か。
and Molly and Calvin.
モンスター。あれ？
Maybe
カルビン
this
はなんで
is
死んだ
all
の？
a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week.
そんなに長い時間残って
I'd
ん
be
のかな。
happy with one meal a
出てすぐくたば
day.
り
I
そう
can
ではあ
already
るが。
imagine the sun on my face.
あ、まあそうよな。
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
ずーっとここで2005年だからかなり生きた方なんだね。
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
じゃあ山着陸したから。ここになるほどゴミ捨て場がなかったのか。
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Ah, こいつ列車もやつにこだわりがあったというか、だったからこそその列車の幻影というか亡霊みたいなやつにって可能性があるのか。
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
ただのランプか。
But I thought you should know about your family.
Oh.
And the history you're a part of.
Maだあの家全然見てないとこいっぱいあるぞ。
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
各々のストーリーを信じていた。
look at the house. That history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
家より先に墓地を建て終えるか。
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
これは墓か。それぞれモリーはバケモンに食われ、カルビンはロケット、ノコギリ、エディ・フィンチ、これ誰だ、ウォルター、バーバラ、あ、バーバラは
I'm
そし
sure
てス
Odin's
タートか。
monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
何が見えるんだ。
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
ああ、ナンパした古い家か。だが待てよ。ここから先道がねえぞ。もう一回覗こうにも、あ、もう一回覗けねえや。おいよ。行き止まった？行き止まった？まだ他になんか録音。
Edie's side was always easier for me to
あ、戻
understand.
っていいのか。
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
まだこいつらのシーン見てない。
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
妊娠22週目の体だぞ。
never met Grandpa Sam,
子供がいるの。
I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
まだシーンチェックなわけか。写真。
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
またゲームの経路変わったな。
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
こっちか。
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
望遠性能が凄まじいな。あ、いたいたいた。
Hey!
That's a keeper. Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
結構待つな。
Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
他にもっと面白い書体だと。
Let's see.
湖になんかいたりするのかな。
Maybe. Was it?
お、なんだあれ。
Could have been.
いや、来ませんか。あ、いたいたいた。
Eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
打つ前に写真を撮ってくれ。
There
撃つ対象どこ、あれ撃つ対象どこ行った？
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to... Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Ah, なるほど。
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
これタイマーどうするのに？
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
some-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
ああ。
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
まだあと6人ぐらいいるな。
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
なんかずっと思ってたけど、なんだ、ジョジョの奇妙な冒険とか、岸辺露伴の動かないとか、あれにこう出てきそうな不気味さとか不思議さがあるな。屋根裏だ。狭い。
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
グレゴリー。子供部屋。子供部屋というか赤ちゃん部屋というか。
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh?
これはどういう追体験をしてくれるんだ？
Only he could see it.
マジで赤ん坊の追体験だ。
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
僕たちには見えないものが見えてたんじゃないか。ん？アヒルがついてくる。あ、カエルになった。
Things over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
なるほど。
What his world was like.
急にアクションゲームになったぞ。
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
おお。いや、なんか薄々分かってきたけど俺水ガバガバ出して死ぬんじゃねえか。あとはこの文字か落としてないの。 舐めるように。あれ、葉の、あ、トロフィーが。乗れ、これ、はくので、乗れない。で、こうか。で、赤ちゃんが幸せすぎる。どうも。
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
んで、あ、動けるんだ。
I don't want to hear this.
あ
I wish you could have told us.
ー、まあまあまあ死ぬわなこれで。
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory.
おお、なんだ急に。これカエルになったのか。押しっぱなしで、ああ、でこの線を抜けと。
Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
ノーコメントか。まあそりゃそうだな。お、
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
ガス。ガスに捧げる詩。
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very
たこ揚
hard.
げか。
Before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
うちの庭で結婚式あるぐらいならしい。
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood
も
far
ちろん
apart,
父さんは
just
そうす
flew
る
his kite
で
and
もガ
bottled
スは
up the
遠
storm
くで
inside
立
his
ってた。
heart.
ただタコを投げ、嵐の中に身を閉じ込めて。ああ、でこれ取ると文章が発生するのか。今度は逆に。
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
ああ、今の下の方結婚式やってるわ。でっけえ文字がある。
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
雨が降ってきた。
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. Thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, make the music louder.
これ雷で死ぬパターンか。
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't.
もっとひどかった。
Until we found you.
テント突っ込んできた。
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
あと4体。4体。4人。体じゃねえ。ん？このドーンってのは？そして道がこれか。ロッククライム。
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
屋根裏に引っ越した。
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
当時はか。まあ古めかしいコンピューター。下はお
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
あ、下に降りるだけで上に登れねえ。ちくしょう。もう一回エッチだ、オッチだだ。
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
いいよ、また増築。これ一回人が死んだ部屋はもう二度と使わねえっていう国とでもあったのか。
Things were good, almost normal.
急に学校みたいな部屋が。
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
ここはここで。
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
ミルトンはまだこれ生きてるのか。死んだ年書いてねえぞ。
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
シーンチェックがない。 つまり登れってことか。登れってことか、これ。おー、エレベーター。シーンチェックだ。魔法の鉛筆。
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
パラパラなんかか。ずいぶん分厚いパラパラなんかな。扉の中に入ってって
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
消えていったで終わりか。あと3人。そっか。あくまでこれ消えていっただから死ぬ年書いてねえのか。まあ実質死んだみたいな感じだったけど。
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
いなかった。帰ってこなかったわけだ。別にこの扉を調べることもできない。この部屋はここで
Whatever
終わ
Milton
り
had
か。
found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
壺邪魔。これさらに上があるのか。
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the
缶詰
cannery.
工場の仕事を見つけてくる。なんか缶詰が家
Everyone
に
was
あって
hoping
どう
to
の
stay
こう
out
ってあ
of
った。
Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
葉っぱとかあるじゃん。いや、やべえ部屋だな。しかし、ボートを利用して部屋を作るとはなかなか面白い。水タバコがありますね。
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
これか。
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
頭を
He kept working at the cannery.
切って手投げるか。
But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
彼の意識はなんだ。なんだ、どうすればいいんだ。
wander.
左スティックか。あ、なるほど。右スティックが手で、現実で左スティックが
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about.
あ、これ魚がいつまでもいっぱなしだと左の画面進めらんねえから、ある程度現実世界で魚をさばいとかできないのか。
Bats and toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
Ah.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
これほっといたらどうなのかな、魚。
But he found something more.
急にイライラ
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
集中して、まあ集中はしてるかな。
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
その結果が、ああ、どんどん広がっていく。
It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
新しい友達、この犬のことか。
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
No. 新現実の進行度合いがやべえ。
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
New Louisville. あ、よく見たらこれ川流れてんのか。ある程度ほっといても進みながらかったな。セントルイス。
He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
彼は工場から帰宅するのを忘れました。
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
ああ、なるほど。本当は左側にその現実の人がいたのに、それすら気づかねえぐらいの。
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
美しい王女のこと、威厳。 ちょっとこれ通り分岐かな。
Handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for.
女王は自ら冒険に行かれ、邪悪なヘビを輝く人間を探している。
Radiant rainbows.
ああ、虹出た。だから虹くぐれない。やっとくぐった。これなんか通っちゃいそうだな。彼は女王に出す音。履歴してあるって。いや、だって銀の肌がそれっぽいけど。多分音符取るミニゲームなんだろうな。これ右手で魚さばきながら左手で船操作するの結構難しい。
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
ああ、ついに現実が魚だけになった。
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
魚の数が多い。魚がさばききれなかった。
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
お急に現実に帰ってきたの。
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
あー、自分殺しかこれも。てかこの缶詰工場やばくない
He
か。
began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
どうすんだこれ。
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
これか、モリーじゃん。
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
灯台じゃんこれ。
The rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
心から奥。魚を切るやつ
My
の
brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
あと2人。お、なんかあんぞ。
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
よく死んだっけか。まあ俺も人のことを言えんかね。ゲームばっかやってるからバカしんどるわい。
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Mm-hmm. 梱包材だらけだな。
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
ああ、荷造りしてる途中でってことか。
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way.
どうにかして終わらせなければならない。最上階っぽいぞ。
All that's left now was to tell you about that last night.
抑えていいの。エディチ。あとは自分の最後書くだけってことか。
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to arm you now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
お、操作パートに入った。あの日の夜に何が起きたかっていうやつか。
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
なに？ここ入り口もう一個あったんかい。入れなくない？お、入れた。
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
ストーリーを知ったがゆえに死んだ。
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, There's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
回想シーンからさらに回想シーンに入ったのか。
The tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
そんな道を見失った。とりあえずまっすぐまっすぐ突っ切ってみる。
I got turned around.
振り向かされ、振り向かし方で。よく見るとうっすら地面がある。
For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things.
鹿追ってきゃいいかな。
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
あったあった、そっちか。
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
ああ、ボロボロの家具たちだ。
Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
手が動かせる。ずっと気になったけど、なんかこの人ずっと手元隠してるんだよね。なんか手の甲に印とかあったりするのかな。ちょっと待って。字が読めない。
My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
最後の生き残り。
Until I found out about you.
あなたのことを知るまで。
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
生まれてくる子供のことか。
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
生まれようとしてるのか。
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
2、3人解放しなかったからまだ完全なエンディングじゃないのかな。あ、でもトロフィーすべての終わりって書いてある。すげえじっくりとストーリーをタイプのゲームだったな。なんだかんだで2時間ぐらいか。ピンチ家の謎は分からずじまいだった。トロフィーを獲得しました。ありがとうヨハン。なんでこのタイミングでトロフィーなんだ。このゲームのフィンチ家ってもしかしてなんか実在する元ネタがあったりするのかな。フィンチ家呪われた家族に関する13の物語があったはずなんだよ。13個物語あったっけかな。 2012から2017。The End。ストーリーをリプレイするオプションが追加されました。最初からプレイするにはエイスを選択してください。あー、そっか、これもう全部得たのか。ひいばあさんと食べるやつ。あ、もう繋がってるよってやつだね。これとこれで。あー、でも終わりか、これで。終わりか。謎めいたゲームだったな。不思議なゲームでしたなかなか感想が難しいね、このゲーム。不思議なゲームでしたっていうのが。まあ、今回の配信はここまでということで、長々と夜遅くまでご視聴いただきありがとうございました。お疲れ様です。